Hi there. I know. It's kind of a surprise, huh? Yeah. It took me some time. It took a minute, but we're here together. Hey, hey. So, this show is less about a recipe and more about muscle memory. Okay. So, I just want you to hold that term in your head for a minute. Muscle memory. Okay. Just hold it in your brain for a minute. Oh God, I sound like I'm in front of my classroom again. Hold it in your brain. Hi. Go ahead and comment, share this video. I consider this, I don't even know what I'm going to say yet, but it will probably be one of the most important videos to me anyway. So if you go ahead and click like or love or heart or something. And if you're watching on YouTube, let me know. If so, go ahead and subscribe to the channel right now. Um, if this is your first time tuning in to Sugar Pearl Studio Kitchen Live, which I haven't done in a few months. I've done some videos, just not live from my kitchen, but I wanted to come to you tonight. Hey, thank you for liking. Thank you. Just like that. Yep. And then share this video. I I guess I know it's not 7 o'clock. I know this is not a normal Sugar Pearl Studio Kitchen Live. So don't worry about what time it is. Just share the video. And let me know where you're watching from. I've got comments. I've got my glasses on so I can see comments tonight. So let me know where you're tuning in. As you're tuning in, let me just say this. I may end this video before some of you get a chance to log on, but if you're watching this video um, after the actual air date, um, this is October. I've got my phone here. This is Friday, October 8th, 2021. Among Cancer Awareness Month, it is also Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Okay, so tune in. This is an important segment tonight. Important to me anyway. So, as I was saying when I started tonight, this show is not about a recipe tonight. This show is all about muscle memory. Okay, now if you've been holding that term muscle memory in your brain, as a matter of fact, I was going to give you my loose definition, but since I've got my phone handy, I'm just going to look it up and share this with you. Boop, boop. Muscle memory definition. Boom. Here we go. Here it is. Ready? Muscle memory is the ability to reproduce a particular movement without conscious thought, acquired as a result of frequent repetition of that movement. I'm gonna read it again because I kind of messed up on the last part. So I'll do it again. Muscle memory is the ability to reproduce a particular movement without conscious thought, acquired as a result of frequent repetition of that movement. I do it without thinking. That's all it means. I do it without thinking. Muscle memory. Okay. Thanks for logging on. Thanks for tuning in. Comments. I can't see comments right now, but hey. Hey, I'm your host of SugarPearl Studio Kitchen Live, Carla Renee. But um, it's been a minute since I've been back on, and the term muscle memory has been with me for a while. I had a couple of people reach out, very dear people who know that lately has just been a very difficult time for our family. It's been hard. It's been a rainy season. Hey, Marietta. See, just like that. Just say hey, and I'll say hey back. I can see tonight. Um, and just like rain, raining tears, just raining tears. Okay, so it's been a very rainy season. But then I had a couple of friends who didn't really know how rainy the season was, and they were like, "Hey, when you gonna do another video?" And I'm like, to myself, I'm like, "Don't you understand? Like what I'm going through and how hard this is right now, and I can't even muster the strength." And then I thought to myself, if you're gonna get back to doing this, then muscle memory is gonna be key. Let's see if you can still do it. Let's see if you still remember how to turn on a camera, even if you don't do full hair, bald head, and makeup. Okay, but let's see if you remember how to do a show, or if you remember how to just turn on the camera and just start, "Hey, Monique, I love you." Muscle memory. And to my surprise, my login for all this whole setup, I had to log in again because it was so long since I had logged in. So it was a while. So although my computer was like, we want to make sure, so they're doing the two-step authentication and all that stuff. But I still remembered. Muscle memory. Muscle memory teaches you what to do. If you're somebody that used to work out, you know, and then you slack off for a couple of years. Did I say years? Yes. Look, I'm talking to me, honey. Okay. So you slack off. But then when you go back, it's like, oh, I remembered I could do this. Or I can remember I can try this. And somehow your body is able to, contort or do whatever it needs to in that moment. Muscle memory. Um, Without thinking about it, your body will do what it remembers doing. That comes with, oh gosh, that's anything. That's anything from a protective factor that you might have, from a defense mechanism that you might put up, just unconsciously, because your body is telling you that this is what I'm supposed to do in this moment. This is safe. Okay, well, let me tell you why tonight's show is important to me. As I mentioned, this is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, October. And we don't talk about it a lot, I noticed. And I also noticed that I don't talk about it a lot. And I had to think about that. I'm always a bit maybe melancholy, you would call it, this time of year. Always. Like the seasons are changing, the time is about to change, and my body is recognizing all of that. My body is also recognizing that it was this time 6 years ago that I had to learn how to protect and defend and save my life in a situation of domestic violence, just out of control. And I don't talk about it a lot. And I'm going to tell you why I don't talk about it a lot, or why I haven't. Why I haven't. Um, this is my cousin, Ronisha. Hey, thank you. Oh, you're so sweet. So I don't talk about it. My time. I have discussed it in small groups, like a training session. I had to talk about it. And then I got like my tribe, my close tribe, the folks y'all don't even know. I don't even show them on camera, but because I protect them, I don't show them a lot. But they know. And I have reminders of that time, and I'm like, why don't I talk about it? Why don't I talk about the time when a CMPD officer and a sheriff's deputy had to come out to my, and why don't I talk about that? Why don't I talk about the struggle? Because they ask you, ma'am, do you want to press charges? Why don't I talk about the fact that when some people are in that situation, and I'm not going to limit it to just women, okay, this happens across the board, all right? Equal opportunity tragedy. Why don't I talk about having to gather up all my stuff in plastic bags and haul to the women's shelter? Why don't I talk about the time when I had to stay there for 3 months? I asked them, just give me 3 months and I'll have it together. And I did. Why don't I talk about that? One, because I don't want to shame the offender. That's why a lot of women, y'all, families is something. I'm gonna say that. Families is something. I know that wasn't grammatically correct, but let me say it in county speak. Y'all, something. We will shame people for violence inflicted upon them. We will. We do. And it is probably one of the most unspoken tragedies that happens in a family. People don't really talk about it. People don't talk about how it's hard on a one. And I'm going to say this because it's from a woman's point of view. But as a woman, it was hard. Ooh wee. I didn't have anywhere else to go, and I had a teaching job. I had to be there for my kids the following Monday. I couldn't just lay down and wallow. I had to figure it out because it was about more than just me. And I don't talk about it. Yes, it was one of the darkest times in my life, but let me tell you what else it was. It was also one of the most liberating. It freed me, and it was hard. It was hard because you think that it's supposed to happen to you. You think that somehow you deserved it. And so you carry that banner with you. For 6 years, I've carried that banner, and I don't talk about it because I don't want to shame anyone, or I don't want to make anybody feel bad for not, lending a hand or calling or not seeing the signs or helping me. It doesn't even matter. What matters is, let me tell you what matters and what I haven't been doing. Muscle memory. This is all coming back. What I wasn't doing during that moment was celebrating the milestones and the wins. I wasn't doing any of that. I was just trying to say, I can't swim. I can't swim for nothing. I can't swim on top of water. I can swim under the water like a little fish child. But on top, it's ugly. It's a mess. And I can't do it. But I don't talk about how I was able to go to that shelter and stay in that program and do what I needed to. Went to all of my counselings and all of the group and got what I needed to and continue to go a year after I left. By this time, I got my own place. Didn't even think about that. Oh my God, I'm working this little $9, honey. Yes, CMS was paying $9 at that time. You know, and I was a long-term sub, I think, for like 2 different teachers. $9? Really? I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to afford a place? I was able to afford a place. It's a little matchbox of a place, but you know what? It is my beautiful little piece of heaven matchbox. And it's got my name on it. And I use my bank account. And that, speaking of name, when I was able to get my name, to go back and claim my Isaac and use that to start my business. The things that we don't celebrate along the way, muscle memory. I have been wallowing and wallowing for 6 years. 6 years every time this year. 6 years every time this year, not understanding why. It was because of that. I had silenced myself. Your story is your story. I don't care who's offended. I don't care who's hurt by it, who's embarrassed. We all carry embarrassment. We all carry, yes, we wish we could have done things differently. But don't let that stop you from healing. And don't let that stop you from freeing yourself or somebody else. So what I discovered on a ride home, not this past ride home, but the one before that, on a ride home and a ride back, no music, no sound, nothing. You did this before. And if you did it before, you can do it again. Muscle memory. Muscle memory. You're talking about everything that was so hard. And then lately, let me tell you, I've been wallowing in the ick of it. In the ick of it. And it seems like any bad thing that could happen from the end of September to early October, every year this time for 6 years, does. The end of September to the beginning of October, and this was no different. The only difference is I remembered that I could. I remembered that I could. I could succeed. I could win. I could be healthy physically, mentally, emotionally, and I didn't need somebody else to do it for me or to make me feel that way. I remembered I had done it before. So why should this time be any different? It's not. And that's why I had to come on tonight. One, I hadn't been on in a while. And I've done a couple of videos and put them out there, but nothing live. And just given everything that I was going through, I just needed a minute to just, and I hate saying it because it sounds victim-y. I don't like that. Everything I was going through. I don't like that. Everything that was revealed to me. everything that was revealed to me was so right on time and just what I needed for this moment. 6 years. 6 years to figure that out. 6 years to remember that I could, because I had. I don't care how long it takes you. I can't even see your comments right now, but I know you're commenting because I see the thing moving. I don't care how long it takes you to reclaim you. You can, because you've done it before. It felt hard before. It felt like there was not going to be an out before. It felt like I just couldn't muster the strength or the energy or the passion or the drive or the will before. But guess what? You did. You did. And this time is no different. So when I speak to myself, or speak to you, rather, I'm also speaking to myself. This is what I've also told myself. Okay. So I don't care what situation you feel like has been the giant in your life and it's been casting that dark, gloomy shadow over your situations, your circumstances. It's like it always comes back to the cloud, the old great ugly one. Once you realize that you've already got it, you've already got it. That was all I wanted to say tonight. What I want for all of us, and trust me, if I want it for myself, I want it for you. Ooh, but what I want for all of us is to just break out of those chains. Even silence, those are chains too. That silence is chains. Whatever, honey, you get the message. That is a form of bondage. That is a form of bondage. So wherever you find your support, your strength, your lean-ons, I got some lean-ons, honey. Thank you. My lean-ons are amazing. They are. And sometimes I feel bad because I'm like, do you really know what I take? We worry about that. We worry about what other people can take. You don't know what I can take. Stop limiting yourself. Stop limiting other people. Let people love you the way they can love you and care the way they know how to care. Yeah. But you gotta rip that tape off your mouth and use your voice. Use your voice. Use your voice. Use your voice. If you or somebody you know is in a situation where um they don't have an out, they feel bound in the relationship that they're in, especially because this is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Because of finances, because of kids, because of other family members, for intimacy reasons. Sometimes just listen. Just listen. Just open your ears. Just open your eyes. Open your ears and open your eyes. Hmm. And because it might be you. It might be you to tell somebody, look, I've seen you do this, and this. You got this. You might have to tell them that. You might have to tell them that. I'm not gonna stay on here long. I'm gonna end. But thank you so much. Um, Celebrate those milestones and wins along the way. If we had a list and we had one side of the list, oh, all the great things about me, and the other side of the list, all the things I wish I could change, then the side of the things you could change would be full. Because we do that. We do that. We judge ourselves so harshly. Celebrate those wins and those milestones. And I hadn't been doing that enough. To see what I got in the 6th year, I got to remember what I'm capable of. Honey, I done started an olive oil business. What? I got dreams and visions and ideas for things to come. What? Things I had never even thought of. Like every day. I can't even keep up. But when you come up out of your stuff and you remember what you've done and what God's done, and then you start putting one foot in front of the other, oh, I got to tell you this before I go. So last week I was driving home and I was listening to Les Brown. I love Les Brown. Just over and over again. He said, and it stuck with me. He said, if you fall down, then try to land on your back. Because if you land on your back, at least you can look up. And if you can look up, then you can get up. See, you don't have to be great to get started, but you got to get started in order to be great. I stole that from him too. Ooh, Les Brown. Amazing. Thank you. And thank you all for being here with me tonight. I'm going to sign off and relax tonight. I don't have a kitchen to clean up, so I'm glad about that. But join me again soon. I'm going to get up out of my funk, but I just wanted to tell you that you got this. Muscle memory. If you did it before, you'll do it again. I love you. And I hope you love me back. Bye.